Yo, hi people. Welcome to another episode of XV the podcast. My name is King XV, or Third God XV, or Isaac Atumbi. I think very soon I would have to explain the whole XV concept to you guys soon. But yeah, this is a very special episode because the podcast is 1 year old. Yes, we've been doing this for 12 months, 16 episodes out. I think 17, I took one down. But yeah, we've had like 16 episodes out. And it's been... The podcast is one. I had hoped I'll get to the 1 year mark, and now that I have, I feel like I can conquer the world because for people who know me personally know I am a momentum person. I like to do things all at once within a short period of time. So it's very, very impressive to even myself that I have stayed this long. I don't know, but I think this is something to note, that this podcast is one of the most out of pocket and one of the most off-brand things I have done in my life. What the hell? I like to talk and I enjoy conversations a lot, but that's only physically and with my friends and family. That's just it, basically. Well, sometimes I playfully tell myself that anyone who listens to this project is my friend automatically, and it helps to calm me in a very, very funny way. I also wasn't initially a fan of putting out my thoughts for people to hear or see. I mostly just, most times when I share my thoughts is when I'm being asked for advice or when people just want someone to like have a conversation with on some certain things. And that's mostly just like with my friends or people I decide to step out of my comfort zone to have conversations with. And I think I'm grateful that I did, because I have aims and I have goals regarding this project. It wasn't just random, I promise you. It's not just because I enjoy talking. There was something I was instructed to do, and really, thanks to God, I almost started seeing results. I started seeing results almost immediately as I started, like 2-3 episodes in, and it was working. I feel like that's one of the things that helped me stay the course. And I had no idea how this whole podcast project thing worked. Genuinely, I didn't. It was a whole world I stepped into. Like, my first episode was an intro, and I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know how to like direct my thoughts. I mean, I'm good with talking with people on a one-on-one level or on a personal level, but then have to like consider relatability, having to consider me accepting that this recording or this podcast might get to people who don't know me personally and don't like understand some of the things I say or I do and why I do some of those things. So my first episode was an intro, and after like the fourth episode I started experiencing burnouts. Yes, crazy. It didn't even allow me to get to like 6 months in before that phase wasn't it, because I was doubting everything, wondering why, if I should have started what I started. And like, as you can see, it's a 1 year mark that has been crossed. So obviously I didn't give up. I stuck to it, and I think I'm ecstatic for the experience. And my God, I want to do more. Yes, I want to do more. I feel gratitude, genuinely speaking, for and the people who have been with me on this journey right from the jump, and those who like joined in at different stages and different phases. I find it really amazing. Like, I find it really, really, really amazing that you guys listen to this boy talk, ramble, rant, and just see whatever like he's able to dig up out of his being. And you don't just listen. A lot of you really do enjoy listening to me talking. And I think that's like one of the sweetest things ever. I mean, you guys are the sweetest. Really, really sweet. And I really, really appreciate and thank God for that. It's been great. Now I'm grateful for PD. That's my mentor. He was the first person I discussed the idea of wanting to start this project with, and if I remember correctly, I just told him, I sent him a message. It was slightly long. Told him this is what I wanted to do, and I was like, yes, great, go ahead, do it. And there wasn't lots of talk or questions or everything. He just told me to go ahead, and it took a while after that conversation before I eventually did go ahead. But I'm grateful that I did. Like, him telling me to just go ahead, I think he was pointing to the fact that I didn't have to ask myself questions. I didn't have to put things in play. I didn't have to think. I had to make like heavy preparations. All I just need to do was go ahead. Like Nike say, just do it. Like you can just do things. All I had to do was just click record and just speak, and find whatever it is that lies deep down within your soul and just share. I mean, that was like one of the whole points of this thing. And I'm also grateful for my friends. All of them, like every single one of them. They are solid people. They are very solid people. Way too real. Way too real how they relate with me and the entire project. There are lots of people who have like been there, and that was like really amazing. I'm really grateful for the support of every single person. And we're entering the second year now, so I have a lot of new ideas. There are a lot of things I want to share with you guys. So first year was great. Second year is going to be better. I mean, I crossed the 1 year mark, and I'm looking at the 2 year mark now, which means I'll be making another one of these anniversary episodes pretty soon, God's willing. And I think I'll just like show you guys what I have planned starting from now henceforth, starting from today. So thank you guys really. And yeah, I made a compilation of my people giving me feedbacks of the podcast, so enjoy. Here you go.
Hi XP, I can't believe you have been listening for 1 year now. Congratulations. You have a very wise mind, and it's been refreshing and interesting to hear your perspective and your opinions about life. I've had many favorite episodes, but one that stands out is the "You're not called to be flawless, you're called to fly" episode. And I think the name of that episode does a good job summarizing what that episode is about. It had principles that I could use in my day-to-day life. And I'm just very excited that people like you are out there sharing wisdom like that to the young generation. Cheers to many more years. I can't wait for more episodes. Congratulations.
One thing about the podcast is like it is so real, so real. I think I texted you about this, how like anytime I'm listening to the podcast, I'll just be like, okay, where are the cameras? Because at this point you have to have been living my life with me. It is so real. It is so dear 20 somethings coded. It is so dear young Christian coded. It is so dear young Nigerian coded. It basically appeals to a very large audience, and a very bendable audience, because all your demographic, like for the podcast, it focuses on people whose minds are pretty much blank templates, like they are in the years of figuring out. I love the fact that your podcast is very much grounded in the truth of God. So at the end of the day, like you kind of engage your audience in a back and forth, like you're playing tennis with their thoughts.
The thing I enjoy about the podcasts is the listening experience. It's different every time. The topics, the feelings that come with each topic, and then also major improvements. The new covers, the covers have significantly improved. They carry the topics more now.
Hi XVD podcast. First of all, I'd like to say that I love that the platform is centered on sharing personal stories and thoughts on the everyday things that happens in a human being's life or in a person's life. And every episode that I've listened to up until now has put me in this reflective, deep thought process. So each episode that I've listened to, I found helpful, inspiring, and it has just pushed me to, have this wider scope of understanding about, simple topics. I love how you talk about God, and you also impute scriptures when you're speaking. It speaks so much about your faith. So thank you so much for showing up consistently with words that are deep and words that also matter. You're doing a really great job.
XVD podcasts, not your regular podcast actually. This podcast is really powerful. We get, real life experiences from him in a way that actually helps us grow. Very relatable stuff, relatable experiences also. And he still finds a way, he still, brings in positive truth, adds the word of God to what he's saying. It doesn't feel forced at all. It feels as real and as genuine as possible. The stories encourage, they teach, and they remind people that growth is possible. Keep going. You are really impacting lives. kudos to XV for this. He's doing a very, very amazing job.
Okay, so first and first, I want to say I'm proud with you sticking over here. Hopefully, you'll be better than me because I never released new podcasts in months. I did cross the 1 year mark though, and I like that you keep your grind. Your the way you're feeling is reflected in what you have to say. It feels intimate enough that I believe people will know you will enjoy it more, and it's a good thing. Keep on doing the good work. Do I have feedback? No, because just have fun. Nah, feedback immediately stop to do podcast eventually.
So my favorite podcast would be the one where the chicken was crowing every breathe in and breathe out. And this is how I feel when I listen to your podcast. I feel enlightened. I feel wiser. I leave feeling wiser than I started listening to it, right? And that's because I'm someone who likes to peek into people's mind and know how they think. So this kind of makes me to understand better how you think, how people see the world, how people think about different ideologies. It's like looking at, I don't want to give you this Bible analogy because it's going to be way off, but yeah, I love it. I love every sense of it, and I hope I answered the question well.
I think it's very profound. It's very relatable. The things you talk about, it meets me. Let me talk about myself. It meets me at the point where I am, and that's one of the things that draws me to people, draws me to stuff, draws me to things like your podcast. So yeah, I enjoy listening to it a lot. I actually do enjoy listening to it a lot. It's most comforting in a way. I'm trying not to exaggerate things, but yeah, I'll say it's comforting too. Comforting is one of the words I'll use to describe it, and relatable.
Okay, so this year of XVD podcast has been really good. And first and foremost, let me congratulate you and offer my praise on the improvement and consistency of your work. And also, you stuck with it for a while. And kudos on that. Then these episodes, Give and Take and Glut, Luster and Dream. My personal favorite is the latter. So you said something about validation and how we don't believe in ourselves, we believe in the validation, and that struck me because I tend to only value the results, like the big results, not even the little wins, not the little progress I've made, but I quantify my wins by, okay, yes, this big thing. And I did a little reassessment and I've come to realize that I've actually come a long way from what I set out to do, although I haven't achieved them in the way that I wanted or in my grand way, but I have actually come a long way as well, and I've made decent progress. And I think one of them will be in my, I wouldn't say academic, but in my knowledge pursuit. So I wanted to expand my skills a little bit this year, and not this year, Shay. I think it started about last year, I think Q3 thereabouts. So I wanted to expand my knowledge base, expand my skills, expand my exposure, and I didn't really achieve them the way I wanted. But nonetheless, I think I did explore some fields, and I liked. Looking back now, I liked how far I've come. So, and that aside, you also said something about I'm just going to stop here.
So I know I always say this, but your podcast is really, really good, and I love it. It's calm, it's grounding. It feels like a safe pause when a new episode drops. It feels intentional, and it feels like someone is still there with you, not just talking to you. My 3 favorite episodes from a podcast are Existence, Beauty and Honor, Yet Time is All We Have, and Give and Take.
XV, congratulations on your podcast turning 1 tomorrow. I'm so proud of you. I mean, it's not an easy feat. It shows a lot of consistency and discipline. I hope that in 10 years' time, I get to still listen to your podcast. I remember when you released Let Your Soul Fret. I was teary the first time I listened to it. I think I listened to it like more than once on a loop at that time, because it really spoke to me. It was about vulnerability. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That you're so afraid. So thank you so much. Big congratulations to you.